All right, Smirnoff, official vodka of the NFL, world's #1 vodka. Chris Cody, you're with me here.
Smirnoff!
Wow, you're on the money with Smirnoff.
Smirnoff!
I'm going to ask you, Chris, what's your favorite game day food?
Smirnoff!
That's your favorite game day drink. What's your favorite game day food?
Smirnoff!
All right, here's the deal. Game day is everything. The noise, the rituals, the passion, the dip, the wings, the dip again.
Smirnoff!
Smirnoff belongs in that mix because if you're tailgating or hosting or just sitting there checking your fantasy lineup every 30 seconds, you need Smirnoff. Otherwise, it's not a real game day. They've been doing it since 1864, which is, I don't even want to do the math. It's a long time. It's like when Greg Cody was born. They're award-winning. They make cocktails super easy, and they're all about bringing fans together. So yeah, we do game days. That's their thing. And if you're over 21, you should too. Why, Chris?
Smirnoff!
Grab a bottle of
Smirnoff!
at your local retailer and head to Smirnoff.com to find recipes of delicious cocktails perfect for game day.
Smirnoff!
Please drink responsibly.
Smirnoff!
Number 21 vodka, distilled from grain, 40% alcohol by volume, the
Smirnoff!
Company. New York, New York. Please do not share with anyone under legal drinking age.
Smirnoff!
Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think you could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.
Black Friday savings are here at the Home Depot, which means it's time to add new cordless power to your collection. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from one of our top brands like Ryobi or Milwaukee, you'll get a select tool from that same brand for free. Click into one of our best deals of the season and stock up on tools for all your upcoming projects. Get Black Friday savings happening now at the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings,
Why are you listening to this show?
the podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
I'm not sure I'm prepared for the how to avoid injuries show.
That was an hour. That was an hour of, do you actually want to talk about this problem, or do you just want to shout at a mountaintop, dumb, dipshit, rich, spoiled, entitled athlete, play? And yesterday I wanted to shout play. Because it came to my city, the traveling circus came to my city, and for the second time, like I want to see the greatest shooter ever. I want to be able to say that I watched the greatest shooter ever at the end of his career when he was making all these moments.
Norm Powell?
Yo, I love Norman Powell. I love watching him play. That's my dog.
I don't know why you're saying that way.
What way?
That's how he talks, Dan.
The other thing that I wanted to get to, since I want to talk about the business of sports today, is college football and things changing so fast that some of these amateurs, like Steve Sarkisian, and I know he's not an amateur, but he finds himself in a pressure cooker of business that has Desmond Howard saying, hey, don't be surprised if Sark and Texas part ways, okay? Now, this is wildly interesting to me. Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC, Big Ten getting involved, and hey, let's do private hedge fund, $2 billion. The pressure falling on the head of a man who left his last job with a drinking problem, and I don't want to associate drinking problem with pressures, but whatever was happening was making Steve Sarkisian show up with liquor on his breath in the morning when he had the less stressful job than the one he presently has, which is Texas has all the money, Texas has all the athletes, Texas expects to be good at this, Texas has all of those boosters who help, and he has failed so far at Texas. He is one of the many who came through the great pipeline better than the Belichick tree of how do we rehab? Get near Nick Saban. Do it Cristobal, do it Kiffin, do it Sarkisian. You know how you rehab? Get next to Saban and we'll slingshot you to every great job that you want. Amazing rehab jobs. If you've been watching the careers of those three people, Cristobal, Kiffin, and Sarkisian, all of them laughed at in previous stops for a variety of different reasons. Cristobal made it back through FIU. That's the hardest way to do it. Sarkisian's in the best job. LSU's not the best job. None of the other jobs are the best job. That's the best job. He's got the best chromosomes at quarterback. That pressure is mighty. Desmond Howard saying, don't know if they're going to part ways or not. I want to ask you guys, the Saban rehab path, is it better than the Belichick tree?
Who are you asking, Amin or Zaz?
All of you.
Oh.
Thank you.
How do we... what do we do with the fact that Nick Saban is from the Belichick tree?
Dun, dun, dun.
Is he from the Belichick
Yeah, he was his
tree?
DC in Cleveland.
No, I know, but I don't know. Belichick, shit back.
Can I ask why Cristobal doing it at FIU is harder than Lane Kiffin doing it at FAU?
Equally hard.
I don't understand how Cristobal needed career rehab. I don't know how he's lumped in. Like, there were real problems with Lane, real problems with Sark. It's actually kind of similar.
No, the career rehab that Cristobal needed was failure. It wasn't. That's all it was.
Okay.
It was Oregon failure, and it's how do you get...
No, your timelines are all wrong. Like, he went to FIU, then he was supposed to be in Miami, met Al Golden, said, this guy would kill my career, took a lesser job over at Alabama, got himself on Willie Taggart's staff at Oregon, became head coach when Willie Taggart went to FSU, left Oregon for Miami.
Why did Al Golden feel that way?
No. Cristobal felt that way about Al Golden.
Sorry. Okay.
Who's on first?
Regardless, being next to Nick Saban will catapult you into the sky the same way that being next to Belichick once did for an assortment of people who didn't do much with it except for Saban. Save for Saban. Is there a second? Who's second? Is it Matt Patricia making his way back through D coordinator at Ohio State? I'm dead serious.
Vrabel?
Oh, it is. Yes. I guess
He's a Belichick guy.
That's a player. I mean, came up through the staff.
Yeah, I don't think that counts. He didn't coach them, did he?
I don't know if it did. The guys who got chances were Charlie Weiss and Matt Patricia and McDaniels.
Crennel.
And Romeo Crennel. Crennel might have been the most successful of them.
Bill O'Brien maybe has had some success.
Bill O'Brien, not really.
No,
he was
no
he
was with the Texans for a long time.
A little bit of success.
And history looks back on his time and what he dealt with at Penn State as a success, and he parlayed that into the pro job.
And he's doing a really good job, BC.
Do you have...
What's up, Trevor?
Do you happen to know anything? Get that sound for me, please, Chris. You can't play it enough. Bill O'Brien being angry and then chummy in a way that all of us understood the language of that. Mike, do you have any information on what's going on with Sark at Texas? Not just opinions, but information.
Well, that Diana report came out that Sark would be interested in potentially the Titans job, and the timing on that was bad for Sark. They haven't been performing well. Went over like a lead balloon, checked in with sources, and that's a real thing. It's a real possibility, what Desmond said, that there might be a mutual parting of ways, which is why you heard that report of Sark to the NFL in the first place, which... If Lane Kiffin doesn't seem like he's going to have much pause, that right now all the momentum says that he's got to go to Florida potentially this week, and who knows what that does to Ole Miss's chances.
What are Ole Miss players doing? The Ole Miss players now know that their coach is gone, right?
Kewan Lacey, like, he's all over the place. If you follow him on social media, he was retweeting, like, he's like, right now, if you go to his timeline, it's positive Lane stuff. But before, it's like Lane's quitting on these guys. Like it's all over the place.
I wish I could see his timeline.
But you're still pushing crypto. Right now, there's rumor and innuendo that Lane might actually take this job, and not just take this job, but Ole Miss might be done with him if he does take that job. And it's been handicapped by some people that are in the know. I'm not one of the people that's in the know. I've heard from people in the know. Like, they're saying he might not coach this Egg Bowl if he takes this job, if it continues to unfold the way that it is, which is pretty shocking because Ole Miss, by the very nature of being in this college football playoff and all the talent being dispersed amongst all these teams, they have a shot at a national title. Right, that's forever shit.
Has Ole Miss ever been in this current position they're in right now?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
They had well, last year, And for whatever reason, this loss didn't stick to Lane the way that even Syracuse
Jackson
stuck
Dart
to.
threw all the interceptions.
Yeah,
right?
in the swamp against a team that was fighting for Billy Napier, but not a good Florida team. And Ole Miss, in terms of resources, you look at that roster last year, they were absolutely loaded. But there's a managing of expectations when it comes to Ole Miss that it wasn't looked at as this huge failure the way that it probably should have been.
So the greatest programs in Ole Miss history, or the most interesting programs in Ole Miss history, do I have the graduates right? It's Favre and Manning are the greatest teams, no?
Favre went to Southern Miss.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just Manning.
Eli and Art, the senior Arch Manning.
Okay, so in the history of Mississippi football, they for 1 year went in and on the Camdiche brothers and somehow bought the number one recruit in America. But this part is interesting to me if you're someone who cares about college football and the business of college football and how these coaches get rehabbed. Because if all of these guys all of these people in coaching, if you just strip it all down to what's the point of what we're doing around here? Is it to raise young men, or is it to get the best job so that I can have the most power? Lane Kiffin being such a mercenary at this point that he would be like, I'll try to win the championship whatever year, wherever I am. Just get me the best job right now that gets me to the next thing. I don't actually care about these players, this program, this city, and or winning, really. I'll win wherever I go. Just get me the best position so that I can coach for the next 10 years.
All of this is really unfortunate, and it sucks that the timeline times out that you have to kind of fill this position if you're Florida to get momentum in recruiting because it's all about getting the guys, right? But Ole Miss is so good that it effectively nukes their season. Remember how Lane Kiffin, when he was younger, and I was looking back at some of these photos because I wanted to see images of mattresses burning, and it took me to this rabbit hole of Lane Kiffin looking like the weight of the world is on his shoulders as he's about to tell Tennessee he's leaving. He looks so young. It went, I don't know if you guys remember 20 years ago, but it was so poorly received. And everyone's like, this immature idiot. Like, you can't leave Tennessee in this fashion. Why are you leaving Tennessee in the first place? He left to USC and it doesn't go his way. For 20 years later, after he's done so much to reshape his image, going through the Nick Saban Rehabilitation Program after getting fired on the tarmac for the job that he left Tennessee for him to, for the optics to be, he is leaving a playoff team, a team that has a shot at a national title. Right before that opportunity presents itself. You don't want him to repeat the same history just because you want to see the growth in Lane Kiffin just for the optics.
No, okay, all right, but answer my question on what's real here versus perception. Not
it's
optics.
Really real.
No.
Florida people feel like they have their next coach.
Okay, but not optics. On let's strip down professional football to its barest greed. Lane Kiffin gets to Nick Saban rehab, and Nick's telling him all the time, hey, Lane, cap this way, not backward cap. And he's like, really? Is that what we're doing here, coach? Really? We got all the best players. Every time you and I step on the field, we look around and our players are better than everybody's, and we know it before every game. Why wouldn't Lane Kiffin believe if he can do it at Mississippi or at FAU? Wait, you're going to get me Florida's players and money? I don't care about the championship this year. I'll win it the next 10 years. I'll build Alabama. I'll build Georgia. I can go to Florida and have all the money and all the players. I'll do it with anybody. Why wouldn't Lane Kiffin think that?
I think this timeline that Lane Kiffin is applying, and maybe it's coming from Ole Miss. He says there's no such thing as an ultimatum, but I would understand why Ole Miss would give an ultimatum.
Well, that could be semantics too, right?
Right. Well, they're trying to win a national title. And they're fully expecting to be in the college football playoff with or without Lane Kiffin. And they want somebody that's completely bought in. Remember, they're the ones being spurned here. I get where they're coming from here. But if you're Lane Kiffin, this is a contrivance. Really, you could tell Florida wants you so bad. You were so clearly the number one. If you tell them, stay at bay, let me finish this out with Ole Miss, I don't think they're going to hire somebody else. There was reports of a meeting with John Summerall that as soon as it came out, the reports were that meeting was canceled. Lane Kiffin is the only candidate right now for Florida. Everyone at Florida is so certain Lane Kiffin is going there. Why do this? Why adhere to this contrivance? So it leads me to believe that the Ole Miss thing is real. Just from how we're reading it, I laid it all out for you. Why is there this time crunch to get this thing done now. Even though Lane has made this mistake before. Mistake because the optics were so bad when he left Tennessee.
Wouldn't the time crunch just be that Florida's got all this money, we've got the better job, we're better than Mississippi. Hey, Lane, get over here. We need you to start this job.
I'm thinking the time crunch is coming more from Ole Miss.
That's what I think.
Because he's got this job. He has it there.
So it could just be not an ultimatum. It could just be them saying, "Hey, can you tell us?"
I understand why Lane's doing it. Lane is the hottest name at the greatest time to be a hot name in the history of the sport. And he is looking at that place like, I've come through personal demons. I've come through what was a terrible experience in Tennessee. I went through Al Davis. This is the job for me. This is where I want to be. I can understand why the temptation is such that he's going to take this job. But, man, I just wish all the parties would understand. But that's hard to explain to Ole Miss when he's leaving you for a team that right now is a joke.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Folks, the leaves are turning. The weather's getting a little chillier. That means the football games are more important. That means football time should be Miller time. Game day hits different with a Miller Lite in your hand. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to fantasy heartbreaks. My fantasy season's over already, but you know what makes that better? Miller time! It's the beer that's been there for every moment. 50 years of great taste, simple ingredients, and an iconic golden color you can spot from across the room. And here's the kicker. It's just 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. The original light beer since 1975 and still hitting different 5 decades later. So whatever your game day looks like, remember Miller time is always a good time. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
You know how most home security systems wait until after something bad happens? Just like a goalie just standing there until the puck's already in the net. That's reactive. Simply Safe, on the other hand, well, that's Sergei Bobrovsky in net. It's proactive protection. The new Active Guard outdoor protection uses AI-powered cameras and real monitoring agents who spot trouble before it happens. If someone's lurking around, they'll talk to them, hit the lights, sound the alarm, even call the cops, all before anything gets through. That's a shutout level defense. No contracts, no hidden fees, and named Best Home Security System by U.S. News & World Report 5 years running. I've got Simply Safe at the house, and let's just say, nothing is getting past it. Right now, our listeners get exclusive early access to Simply Safe's Black Friday sale. Save 60% on any new system. This is the biggest deal of the year, so don't wait. Go to simplysafe.com/DLB. Again, that's simplysafe.com/DLB. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Don Lebatard.
Lightning. Panthers. What do you think?
Stugats.
Look at this face while I tell this to you. Okay, because I don't want there to be any kind of confusion. You look me right in the eye. Panthers are going to take that ass, man.
This is the Don Lebatard Show with the Stugats.
What you're doing here that to me is most interesting, Mississippi has always been a doormat afterthought as a place, just regional identity on we're last at everything. Poverty standards, the worst things all happen in Mississippi. For Lane to come in here and play with the emotions of that, with the most mercenary of things of, I don't care about your brown lake, I can win anywhere, and I'd really rather do it near the Blue Martini because it was fun to do it at FAU, and I loved the sunshine, and my family loves the sunshine.
They just announced the Blue Martini in Fort Lauderdale is closing. They couldn't withstand Lane leaving both.
They're moving it to Gainesville.
Yeah, and
the insult, the regional insult.
Lane hasn't helped his case either because he's like retweeting things like DJ Lagway is possibly sitting.
This is who you married.
Yeah, and like that's part. You're asking Lane to be like, oh, Elaine, I know you love troll. It's like asking Gilbert Arenas, hey, Gilbert, could you be a little bit more kind of like demure right here? Like, no, man, this is who he is. If anything, discomfort that Ole Miss feels is fueling Lane Kiffin. It's like that's why he goes on McAfee and he does this whole yoga and all this stuff.
Oh, but he's leaving you, and he's cutthroat mercenary, get a tan, has grown through the business parts of this, fired on the tarmac at USC, has the scars of, yes, I'm doing this as stepping stones. You don't think me an educator, do you? Like, you don't even expect me to learn from burning mattresses. I kind of like leaving burning mattresses in my wake.
Dan, take it a step further. It's like that's the kind of the positive, the silver lining on that. The dark cloud is, man, none of these jobs give a shit about any of us. Now I'm supposed to be, Ole Miss's feelings, like he doesn't care because he's been, as you said, not generationally been through this,
look,
seen the
as the head coach of that team. Look, I'm sorry to do this to you, Ole Miss. I really am. I loved when my father would call you Ole Miss anytime they put it in the teleprompter. But Lane Kiffin was always using you as a renter. Like, if the business of this sport is a bit of a brothel, like, this relationship was never real with you.
Doesn't Ole Miss know that the minute they hire him?
They knew that the minute that they hired him, and I understand why they're hurt, though, because the dynamics changed.
Well, and because they're on the cusp of a playoff.
Yeah, and that's where the dynamics changed a little bit. But I understand why Lane is doing this. It's not different than when Mario Cristobal, and Oregon was a better job than Ole Miss ever was. Mario Cristobal left a team that was, I think, playing in the Pac-12 championship game at the time because his dream job came available. And for Lane Kiffin, he took your program to heights you never thought possible. Like, he is more responsible for your success than any coach in the history of your program, I would think. So maybe there's a bit of understanding, but that's hard to separate that emotion when you have a good shot at winning a national title because the talent is so evenly distributed.
Zaz, I know you're a sucker who doesn't watch a whole lot of movies, but this used to be a big trope in the 90s. The falling in love wasn't part of the plan, right? That's what happened at Ole Miss. It's like they knew it was a business relationship, and then they fell in love and they thought it was real. And then Lane Kiffin kind of like put out a cigarette and left some cash on the bed and said, hey, you knew what this was when we started.
But this part, the part that's crushing is him so wildly reaching past expectations. This whole thing, as Lane Kiffin as boy genius, is wildly interesting because we've seen him climb through the very smallest crevices that South Florida rehab has. He made FAU a bowl team with really tiny players. And when you give him the big ones, he's pretty good. He's learned a lot in the last 15 years. The Florida job is a great one, but he will never be hotter than he is right now because he's interesting. This is the Wild West of business. He's perfectly equipped, having learned business at 30s from the Davises, who will give all the power to Tom Brady to please help me, boy genius. Please teach me football things.
And the presumption is his shtick flies at Florida better than anywhere else because even though they had success with Urban Meyer, that is a Spurrier town.
He loves Spurrier, Kiffin.
Yeah. But the whole thing, this carefree, perfect tan, walking into that city, it's wonderful, but Mississippi's betrayal here, because you're sitting here talking about the coldness of the relationship. This regional identity, what do you mean we can be this close to being the best and you can do it with Trinidad Chambliss? Like, what do you mean we can come close? Mississippi knows that they have a team that can beat anybody. That's crazy. And it's not even because Mississippi's that good. It's because everyone else is kind of Mississippi. Like, Zaslow, you can speak to what's happening at the top of the sport where Louisville looks good one week and then doesn't look another week. Lane Kiffin has built something that is good enough to beat anybody, and Mississippi never gets to be that.
No, it's a crapshoot, and Ole Miss right now would have a home game to start out the playoffs. Like, they have a home game, and then they'd be 2 wins away from playing for the national championship.
Also the inferiority complex, right? Yeah. Ole Miss is sitting here saying, well, what's so good about them? We're pretty good, too. Look at it. And it's like, no, you're not.
Boy, and you look at Florida, who has 3 wins right now.
But imagine that, like, being told, yeah, you're hot. But that's Florida.
I'll tell you know what's bullshit, man? You're saying that I'm not a good movie guy. I'm a great movie guy.
You're not. There's so many
you're wrong.
fundamental movies that you haven't watched.
I haven't seen Dodgeball?
That's crazy, by the way. When I heard that from the show yesterday, that's nuts.
Today. Who cares?
You're a movie guy?
I'm a great movie guy.
No, you're not.
Great movie guy?
You're not a great movie guy. You haven't seen any James Bond movies.
Oh, well, whatever, man. I could definitely come up with movies that you haven't seen.
Like what?
I haven't seen every movie.
Name one.
Yo, there's too many to name.
Name one.
Name one. Name a movie you haven't seen.
Name a movie. So you're claiming that anyone can throw a movie of any kind at you, and you have seen
Centipede.
them all.
Of course, I've seen Human Centipede. My point is that Zaz, maybe not anyone, but Zaz cannot sit here and say, I watched a movie that Amin hasn't watched. You haven't watched freaking Dodgeball.
Okay, you keep coming back to Dodgeball.
No, but
James Bond.
Zaz, the part that where he has you here, I think we have 3 cinephiles in our universe who believe themselves to have watched more film than the rest of you. I believe it's Adnan. I don't know who wins here. Samson probably wins, but Amin might think himself in this company. Amin, Samson, and Adnan really are movie guys, and you're a bit like Cody, where if you haven't seen a couple of fundamental things, you're disqualified.
What an insult.
You're disqualified from being in the conversation. Amin does a weekly podcast that he's seen all your bad movies. When you throw Centipede at him, that's nothing to Amin.
What are you talking about, man? Paul Blart Mall Cop is an episode that came out today. I had to watch that. Guess what? That's the second Paul Blart movie I've watched. Do you know?
I've seen them both.
Do you know that Paul Blart, in the first 6 days of DVD sales, they made $29 million? 6 days, $29 million. That's moving units, my friend.
I had secondhand embarrassment from that movie. The scene where he gets really hammered in the bar.
Oh
yeah.
And he starts hitting on the girl.
I had major second. I didn't like that scene. I couldn't handle it.
But are you walking back from the position that you want to do a movie pod with Amin because you have as much movie knowledge as he does? Because he's disrespectful of your lack of movie knowledge.
It was very disrespectful. You threw it out there like it was nothing. I know great. I'm a great movie guy.
We're not. First of all, Dan, we're not doing a movie pod. I can't do a pod with someone who does not know shit about the subject material.
I'm not doing a movie pod with you.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I felt that way.
It would be such a waste of my time.
I would
it would
never
be such
do
a
movie
waste of
pod
my
with
time.
you. I thought this like minutes ago, way before you thought that. I would never do a movie pod with you. Don't ask me. Don't ask me to do it. I won't do it with you.
You're late. Have you seen The Godfather? I got to ask questions like that to this guy.
Yo, like, are you trying to insult me?
I'm just trying to figure out. You're a guy who doesn't watch movies, so I don't want to assume things. Have you seen Casino?
Don't ask me questions like I'm a sucker, okay? Ask
You are
me
a sucker.
Godfather, Casino.
I'm sorry, you exhibit the behaviors of a sucker. How about that?
Don't ask me questions that are insulting.
You know, Garth Brooks turned down a role in Saving Private Ryan because he didn't want to share the screen with Tom Hanks and Matt Damon. He wanted to be the star. Spielberg countered that by saying, well, what do you want to be? I want to be a villain. Earlier in the process, he got sent the script to Twister, and he's like, I'm not going to be in this. Why? Because the villain is the Twister.
That's a good point.
Did you know that? I mean, I knew that.
Yeah, have you seen Twisters?
Yeah.
Have you seen Twisters?
Yeah, I like that movie, Twist. Is that Glenn Powell? I like him.
Okay, this movie pod that I now want to put together, sponsored by Meadowlark, is it all going to be, Zaz, have you seen this? Because you're really disrespectful of his movie knowledge.
I don't respect him at all in the movie space. I have zero respect.
I don't respect you in the movie space. I actually thought that a few minutes ago. I thought that before you just said that.
Wait a minute. No, you got to respect Amin in the movie space.
I don't. I don't have to.
He works at it.
Okay.
He really pours himself into it.
I don't even have to work at it.
Dan, why would I respect someone who so clearly disrespects the medium when he hasn't seen such classics
I love
like
the medium.
Dodgeball?
I'm a great movie guy.
Well, he wants you to come up with another insult other than James Bond and Dodgeball.
Yeah,
but
my God.
I'm
See
willing.
Phenomenon?
I'm willing.
Yes.
Who's in it?
Sucks.
Who's in it?
John Travolta movie sucks.
What's the story?
Yo, I don't need to explain the plot to Phenomenon to you.
Didn't he have a stroke?
He's got like a disease, but like he thinks that he's like special. Stupid movie, man.
Yeah.
I don't need to remember
Chasing
a stupid
Amy?
movie.
What's Chasing Amy about?
Chasing Amy's a great movie.
What's it about?
She's a lesbian, and they do finger cuffs. You know about the finger cuffs? That's all I need to say. You know about finger cuffs.
You watch Collateral?
Nah, I've never seen Collateral.
Oh, that's a great one.
I know, I've never seen it. I know.
You see Minority Report?
Of course, great movie. Love Minority.
Have you seen Clifford with Martin Short?
Yo, don't ask me stupid questions.
It's a good movie.
Can we do, you know about that, where you play it with Amin, but Amin plays it with you on the movies? Because I'd be willing to sponsor and fund the podcast of Amin asking you whether you've seen movies and then getting mad that you haven't seen very basic movies. Because I do believe if we keep doing this, that Amin will put in front of you 150 movies that he will have expected you to see and then would not respect your movie opinion because you hadn't seen those movies. Like, I think Amin's going to be right here, that there are many things that you haven't seen because Amin has committed himself over the last 10 years so much to watching so many shitty movies.
I mean, that sounds like a waste of time that Amin needs to actually commit so much of his time to become a movie expert. This exercise is going to earn my respect of Amin. That's what this exercise is going to be, not the other way around.
Is it? No, because it doesn't sound like it can be had, because it doesn't sound like you want to hear any of his movie opinions.
Possible.
But I do believe Amin to know a great deal more about movies than most people.
I do. You know why? Because I watch a shit ton of movies.
I do too.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Real quick, want to talk to you about how Game Time is the official ticketing partner of the Dan Le Batard Show. Grateful that Game Time has been on with us as long as they have, because I use this product all the time. I travel for football. If I'm in a new city, I like to see what concerts are in town. One of the very first things I check is my favorite app for the secondary ticket market, the Game Time app. Why? Because it gives me zone deals, favorites, panoramic seat views, most importantly, the lowest price guarantee. Because if Game Time does not have the lowest price for you, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. I've lived it, folks. I've been at a place where I saw cheaper tickets. They credited me. It's legit. Game Time ticket coverage means your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DAN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
Get nutty with Hampton Farms, the official peanut of bowl season, bringing you the ultimate game day snack. There's nothing like the roar of the crowd, the thrill of the play, and the satisfying crack of fresh in-shell peanuts. From the first kickoff to the final whistle, Hampton Farms Peanuts keeps your energy high and your taste buds happy. Join the celebration of college football with every delicious crunch. Purchase for sharing with friends, tailgating outside the stadium, or cheering from the couch. Grab a bag from the produce aisle of your local grocery store and savor the game one peanut at a time.
On Fox One, you can stream your favorite live sports so you're there for the biggest moments as they happen. For me, I cannot deal with spoilers, so I need to see it live, especially on college football Saturdays and NFL Sundays. With Fox One, you get it all. NASCAR, the MLB postseason, edge of your seat plays, jaw-dropping moments, and that rush like you're right there in the action. Sports are meant to be watched live, and you can do that with Fox One. Fox One, we live for live, streaming now.
Dan Le Batard.
John, can you rate my Al Pacino from that billiard scene in Carlito's Way if I do it for you? I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stugats.
You think you're big time? Or you're gonna die? Big time!
That is on my infamous scale of 1 to 10. That's a 7.6.
Solid.
Good job.
Dan.
Good job. Good job. That's a Suey nominee right there.
Good.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
What you know about that English Patient?
I would never watch English Patient. That movie looks boring as hell. I would never watch that.
I think it won Best Picture.
I would whatever. Oh, because boring movies never won Best Picture? What are you, crazy?
Beautiful Mind?
No, I don't want to watch that.
It won Best Picture.
Boring as hell. Who cares? That movie was boring as hell.
It was good.
Beautiful Mind.
Ron Howard.
What about him?
He directed it.
Okay, Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he won. I think
Are we just
he won.
naming people who are in Beautiful Mind? Is that the exercise now?
Jennifer Connelly was nominated.
Who cares?
Best eyebrows.
Jennifer Connelly. I like her.
She was. You know about that Rocketeer?
Although I didn't like the last scene with her in Requiem for a Dream. I didn't like that.
You know that There Will Be Blood? What you know about that?
One of the best movies ever.
Okay.
No Country for Old Men?
Yeah, No Country for Old Men's good.
Citizen Kane?
I don't believe him
Yes.
on that one.
Apocalypse
You
Now?
don't believe in No Country for Old Men? Ask me something.
What's the weapon
Ask
of
me
choice?
about sugar.
Yeah, what's a weapon?
He's got the thing that pops out. It's not a name. There's not a name for that thing.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is there a name there for that thing that Shakur popped out?
It's not a name.
There's not a name.
He made it like in his garage.
It's a cattle thing. It should have a name. What is that thing? One of the scariest weapons in the history of the movies.
What you know about that pianist?
Yeah, I know about it. Adrian Brody. Very
Go
young.
on, yeah,
Very young Anna Paquin.
I think that was the piano. The very young Anna Paquin was the piano, not the pianist. We caught your ass.
He's a fraud.
You don't know about that pianist.
I used to. Do you or do you not know about that pianist?
It was a piano.
Do you or
Admission.
do you not?
Admission coming. Admission coming. I lied about the pianist. That was a lie.
How many other lines are in there?
I used to think Mina Kimes was the biggest fraud when it came to movies because, you know, when you asked Mina about a movie, she said yes, but she's just read the Wikipedia. She's never actually watched it. This guy hasn't even taken the step of reading the Wikipedia.
That's right, because I don't need to fake it.
Adventures of Pluto Nash?
No, I would never watch that. Who cares?
Norbit?
I would never watch that. Why is my movie... Why does my movie credibility come from you have to see as many awful movies as possible?
1,000 Words?
I never even heard of that.
Soul Man?
No, I don't want to watch Soul Man.
Why not?
You're an ally?
White Man's Burden?
Yeah, I've seen that. That movie's
Who's in
not
it?
good.
Who's in it?
Samuel Jackson.
No.
No. What was that? Black Snake Moan.
Oh, yeah. I never see that. That's
Harry
Christina
Belafonte?
Ricci. I don't like that.
Harry Belafonte, yes.
No.
Wait, you made that reference. Yo, you know about that Beetlejuice?
Of course.
Beetlejuice 2?
I haven't seen Beetlejuice yet.
Fraud.
Whatever, man. Living my life here. I don't have time to see everything.
Well, it can't be, though. Look, he just called you a fraud and can't be whatever, man. I got to live my life. I don't care about movies the way you do. He's testing.
That's my point.
But to say I'm not a good movie guy, that's just a lie.
But
Very young Anna Paquin.
he's testing.
I lied about that one.
How many others did you lie about?
Am I ashamed or embarrassed about that? Maybe both.
Embarrassed, not shamed.
Dan, you know who's a movie guy? Roy's a movie guy. You know who's a movie guy? Mike's a movie guy. You know who's a movie guy? Jeremy's a movie guy.
And musical theater.
You know who else is a movie guy? Chris is a movie guy. You know who else is a movie guy? Dan is a movie guy. You know who's not a movie guy? You seen Rambo?
You know I haven't seen Rambo.
Oh, you ever seen I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
No.
Well, it's about you.
And they got you.
I'd listen to that pod just asking Zaslow, have you seen this? Yes, I've seen this. Good movie. And that's his analysis. Or not a good movie, or he's just lying about having seen the movie.
We got to hit him up. There's got to be a limited number of follow-ups. Can't just have follow-ups until the end of the day, but we got to have a limited number of follow-ups just to try to determine whether he's actually seen the movie or not.
I would say, though, Zaslow, like this was interesting. I would say that what he's just done to you is he has made Dodgeball a movie that if you have not seen it, it disqualifies you from giving movie opinions.
Why? Why is that the movie? Dodgeball. Who cares?
But I think that's what happened. Am I wrong about this? I didn't think you had this strong opinion about Zaslow until that happened.
You know what? It's the crown jewel of all of it. It started with he's never seen Rambo, which I was like, oh, but it's an older movie. Okay, it checks out, right? Then it turned into haven't seen the James Bond movies. Well, okay, some of them are old, but some of them are pretty new and were big deals. Well,
I'd like to see the James Bond.
But then when it hit Dodgeball, because then there was a very me and Zaz are not that far apart in age. There's a very seminal era of movies. Wedding Crashers, Old School, Hangover, Dodgeball. Like all those movies came out around the same time. They featured what they called the Brat Pack. That's what they called them. They called them the Brat Pack. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller and all these guys.
I think it was a different name, like the Slack Pack or something
Knicks
like
fan
that.
loser. Yeah, Brat Pack was the 80s.
Oh, yeah, some shit like that.
Thank you, Roy.
Anyways.
And a very young Anna Paquin.
And a very young Anna Paquin. But the point is, for him to just have like a blind spot to this strong decade of just banger movies, I know I can't respect him as a movie person. I can respect him in other ways. As a soda drinker, I respect him. But like not as a movie person, no.
I'm sorry that we've arrived there. The Reaper has been angry for a while. I've thrown a lot of requests at video today. I will get to that in a second. And I've thrown a lot at Chris Cody today, who has tuned out most of the show, but did find Bill O'Brien an hour later trying to go after Trevor and others because this is audio worth replaying.
Coach, I'm wondering, do you have a message to the fans? Obviously losing to Notre Dame, Catholic school rival, 1-8 down in the season of the BC. I've heard from a lot of fans. I just really
I'm really glad. You know, I'm glad you're down. I'm not down. Nobody's down. We're fighting. We're competing. You know, it's the second year of this program, Mike. You always come in here with these down questions. Like, you show up like once a month or something like that. You come in here with these down questions. I'm not down. I don't know what year you graduated from BC, but this is a program that we're building. Okay. Nobody here's down. We're positive. We're going to show up and play our asses off against SMU. You can go out there in your dark, clouded world or whatever it is and do what you want to do. We're not down. The sun is up, and we're fighting. That's my message to the fans. What's up, Trevor?
How you doing?
I mean, you know that can happen in any media environment where the coach will absolutely go after the guy with dismissive condescension who's only there once a month. The guy, Trevor's there every day.
What's up, Trevor?
Trevor is not once a month. Trevor's not once every 2 weeks.
What's up, Trevor?
Trevor's earned Bill O'Brien's love and respect.
Here's a guy who's here all the time.
Trevor shows up every day to watch shitty BC football.
What's up, Trevor?
What do you think the look on Trevor's face was? Did he look at Mike and go,
Yes, yes, that's right. Mike, you show up, Downer Mike, you show up once a month. You get out of your news van, and instead of a microphone, you've got a brush.
What's up, Trevor?
You're not here once. You're not here twice a day listening to shitty Bill O'Brien press conferences.
100%. This is like the local news guy, where the local news shows up only when things are a disaster
Like,
at
what's up,
whatever
Will
program.
Manso? What's up, Will Manso?
This is go over to the Heat. Manso's around,
Manso's
right?
there every
but
game.
if you get some random third reporter from Jim Barry would be the perfect example, actually. Who's
Greg Cody.
He's not leaving the studio.
What's up,
but Jim
Ira?
Barry's showing up. But yep, what's up, Ira? What's up, Anthony Chang? What's up, Tim Reynolds?
Spo being like, Greg Cody, you show up for the first playoff. You show up for opening night in the first playoff game. That's it.
What's up, Trevor?
Look, I thank you for producing this little wonderful sound from Bill O'Brien that is absolutely a different language that the old ball coach has with who's showing up for my shitty shoot-around and listening to what I have to say after that. I assure you it's Trevor. Trevor's there every day listening to shitty Bill O'Brien press conferences.
What's up, Trevor?
Bill O'Brien, later in life, Bill O'Brien will have Trevor's phone number, and they will have a beer somewhere.
Or 3.
What's up, Trevor?
Does Trevor leave an apple on the podium every morning before
What's
the
up,
press
Trevor?
conference?
He's a hero, Trevor.
What's up, Trevor?
Bill O'Brien feels bad for Trevor. That's what it is. If you're here in the trenches with us, watching these shitty practices where I know you don't want to be here, we don't want you here, we're going through this song and dance of all these questions. What's up, Trevor?
What's up, Trevor?
He's like Bill Belichick at that cheerleading competition.
What's up,
Cutting it
Trevor?
out.
What's up, Barry Jackson?
Bill O'Brien. I don't want to do that yet. I want to.
What's up, Trevor?
I want to stay on Bill O'Brien.
What's up, Trevor?
And Bill O'Brien is going to work every day, and this is what Bill O'Brien's saying.
What's up, Trevor?
No. I was standing next to Belichick. I was at the top of this mountain. Now I'm at BC football. Look how they're talking about Lane. He was a clown when I was a champion. But now look how they're talking about Lane. I'm trying to make the way back, and it's not the easy way. It's not through that Saban Rehab Program. It's through the Catholics at
What's
Boston
up, Trevor?
College, the shitty Catholic school that'll never win anything. I was James Franklin. I was James Franklin once.
What's up, Trevor?
Does Boston College have to kick up to the Vatican?
Less so. Pennies.
What's up, Trevor?
This poor Reaper's been waiting for 20 minutes.
Reaper got shorter.
Ground to dust by the last 20 minutes of waiting for this show.
It's The Bucket, and it's presented by Dentech's Ultimate Fantasy Football Punishment. Learn more and sign your league up at dentech.com.
The Dentech Bucket is every week. I have the golden helmet of life. No one is happy for me. Jeremy's going to go first. We are thankful to Dentech as a sponsor, and I am especially thankful to Dentech because it got rid of headaches because of my jaw
Put your
grinding.
mouthpiece in if you want to talk.
Sorry.
I have the Seattle Seahawks. Dan has told me over and over again it's great. They're at the Tennessee Titans. I am
You should throw that back.
That's an automatic win.
Minus, they're favored by 13.5 points.
on the road.
You sure Anna Paquin wasn't in the pianist?
She was in piano.
Fraud.
What's up, Trevor?
The Seahawks are 7-3 and the best team in the sport.
Miami Dolphins. Miami.
Oh, wow. Best time to have
Wow. Good time.
Nobody's happy for you. Your nipple dance is not embraced by anybody.
What's up, Trevor?
Your shoulder shaking is not celebrated by anyone.
What's up, Trevor?
I like the rummage. I have the Colts.
The Colts are at the Chiefs.
At
They're
Arrowhead.
3.5 point
Waterloo
favorite.
game.
So, I mean, help me with this because I wanted to make a bet on this game, but he's too shook. So, before the end of the show today, help me figure out what the Chiefs-Colts bet needs to be so that you have some consequences on keeping that helmet.
Well, first of all, I need to find out. Have you seen Eraser?
What movie?
Eraser.
I can't understand it.
Eraser. With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Eraser?
Yeah.
Vanessa Williams.
With Schwarzenegger, right?
Racer?
I love how he saved the best for last.
Have you seen all the Schwarzenegger movies? How many? What percentage of? No, you said of course, but have you seen Eraser?
You ever seen Escape Room?
Escape Plan, you fraud.
Right, Escape Plan with Schwarzenegger.
Okay, well, get out of here.
You're an
I'm putting his back, by the way.
Sucker like behavior.
Putting the Colts back.
You're a sucker.
What's up, Trevor?
You're a sucker.
You're putting a 3.5 point favorite?
Oh, they're underdogs.
Lions.
You got the Giants at home. Good
Oh,
pull,
yeah,
bud.
baby.
Put that back.
The Colts are 3.5. They're 3-point dogs at the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs are favored at home, 3.5 by 3.5
You
points.
can't put back a second pull, you sucker.
Took the Lions.
Doing a lot of
The
stuff.
Giants, I think he had.
I don't
The
like
Giants or the
Is
Lions?
it Lions or Giants?
Lions. Oh, my.
Yes, the Lions.
Roy, what do you got?
Jets.
Hey, new quarterback. At Baltimore.
No.
13.5 point dog at Baltimore.
The Rams.
Oh, you got Baker.
Yeah, they're at home a 6.5 point favorite.
a big
against Tampa
favorite.
Bay.
I mean,
fun game.
This
Tampa's
Bucs
busted
schedule
up.
sucks.
They're broken.
I hate it.
Have you seen Inception?
Of course, great movie.
I got the Falcons
I'll bet you don't even
at
understand
New Orleans.
That's
Kirk Cousins.
Putting that back.
Why is that in the 4 o'clock window?
Wow, playing the Saints, and you have to put
You're
it back.
scared of the Saints.
Can we
Lord.
flex
I
that
Tyler
up?
Shaw.
I got the worst helmet, the Titans. I'm a 13-point underdog
God,
at home.
Brad.
I am having an awful year.
You still owe 2 punishments.
I've done a bunch of punishments. I still owe 2, and I have
I'm
the
going to look at your
Titans.
record.
Zach, have you seen Remember the Titans?
Of course, last play is so stupid. That's why I don't like that movie. I'll bet you like that play.
This 4 o'clock window is gross. Why is Indianapolis KC 1 o'clock?
I had the Bears.
The Bears are 7-3. They are at home 2.5 point favorite against Aaron Rodgers with a broken wrist.
Zach, have you seen Bad News Bears?
Yeah, I'm going to keep Bears.
Yeah, it's a good keep.
Of course I've seen Bad News
You
Bears.
seen the remake?
You know about that Kelly Lee?
You seen
Golden
the remake?
helmet.
Yeah, remake not good.
You're just saying that. You ain't seen that. I could tell.
No, I saw it. It's not
Why are
good.
you doing this sucker the time of day?
It's not good.
He's a
Who did
sucker.
Dan get?
He's a golden helmet of life.
I believe
Oh,
Zaz
yeah.
is a liar and a fraud here. I believe he's hiding a smile behind his mouthpiece because he's been exposed this segment as a person who is not a movie expert. He's
I haven't been
called,
exposed. I'm trying not to embarrass him.
he's called you a fraud to your face.
Good teammate.
He doesn't respect your movie opinions. He has undressed you in front of everybody.
Not in the slightest.
I
You seen the full Monty?
no.
Neither have I.
What? You never seen the full Monty?
No, I'm getting to it. Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like
Cuervo.
I think you could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.